After we taped with John, Tad, and Chuck, the University of Michigan reached a $490 million settlement with the 1,050 former athletes and other University of Michigan students. Now, John says he wasn't too happy about getting this news right before he went into surgery to remove the cancer in his thyroid. Now, he's joining us virtually. So, John, it is so good to see you again.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Well,
I'm glad I woke up.
Yeah, no kidding. So tell me how everything went.
It was a challenging surgery. The doctor said he had never seen a nodule this size, and he called it a beast. And we're now waiting for pathology results.
Well, you look good. I appreciate you talking to us. And I wanted to know, right after you were here, you got the news that there was a settlement. Tell me how you feel about this.
Well, I felt blindsided, actually, because although we had a settlement, as one of my teammates said, we still need answers. We need answers to the chain of custody of our DNA
Right.
more than anything else. And we also need answers to how individuals that perpetrated and enabled Dr. Anderson are still at the University of Michigan. We, as citizens, whether alumni or current students at the University of Michigan, know there's still so much more that needs to be done.
You understood that you had 48 hours to break down your encampment outside the president's residence in order for the settlement to go through. Now, I understand that they've backed off of that, but that was what you understood to be part of the settlement to begin with, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It was confirmed by 3 attorneys. Michigan leaked it to the papers.
And here's what the University of Michigan had to say. I know you've already seen this, but for our viewers, the university is aware of reports suggesting that Mr. Vaughn must end his protest as a condition of the settlement. That is simply not accurate. There is no deadline for Mr. Vaughn to end his protest. And University of Michigan says, we hope this settlement will begin the healing process for survivors. And like you say, financially, they put a number on the table, and that settlement has been, I guess, at least provisionally accepted. They put, what, $490 million on the table for 1,050 plaintiffs in the class action suit. Is that correct?
Yes, I think it's like 460 and then 30 million set aside, but a total of 490 million.
So the average payout would
table.
be a little more than $400,000 per person. And I know it's not the same for everybody, but just averaging it out, it's about $400,000 per person. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not that excited about it because in some of the conversations, stemmed around, we aren't young, white, pretty gymnasts in their teens anymore. And the majority of the victims of Dr. Anderson were African-American men, and you all don't have the same value even to the public as, say, the Olympians. And so to know that the average settlement is about a third of what the Nassar victims got, why is it that African-American men still are fighting to have an equal voice, that my being a victim of rape, my racial value as a human is less than anyone else? And I think more than anything, there's that sick feeling in your stomach, especially when I talk to so many of the victims that, the reality of the school that you bled and gave so much for, this is how they really think of it.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.